We can do it. I'm ready. You ready? It's on.
I'm ready.
We record.
Let me adjust my mic.
Stretch out
On his name, stretch out. Stretch out.
Listen, man. Okay. So I'm gonna do something unusual we normally don't do when we start the episode. The name of this episode is Robert. Mm-hmm. It might as well be Robert, Bill, and Kanye. Robert, Bill, and Kanye.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Mm.
It's rough, right? It's rough.
Not for me.
I'm
smiling.
Nothing's ever rough for you.
Ever.
Nothing's ever.
No, not too high, not too low, baby.
It should be rough, baby.
Delusional people.
You know, we just got. You know what? Quickly, and I'm gonna time us on this. We just got back from Brochella.
Yes, we did.
Which was, we went to Washington D.C. And yeah, man, we went to D.C. We went to Broccoli City Festival. Saw some nice artists. So, just tell us what was up. What did y'all think of Brochella? And I'm gonna time this. I'm gonna give us 3 minutes on this whole conversation.
Damn. All right.
Great. Now, let's go.
Okay, Brochella was great. You know what I'm saying? Kicked it with the guys, had fun. It was a much needed getaway. I grew weary of the guys after being around Ant way too much. But besides that, had fun. Spent entirely way too much money. But besides that, I had a ball.
Brochella was awesome. Anyone who's been around Fresh for an hour knows that being around him for 72 hours almost caused him to die. Everything about the trip was awesome. The performance was great. Her really showed out. Daniel Caesar, as good of a musician as he is, he's also quite ugly.
Baby.
Everything on the trip went well for me except for coming back home, BWI.
Oh, my God.
I had so much trials and tribulations.
Oh, my God.
What happened to BWI?
Oh, man. I'm going to go over this as quick as possible. Get to the airport. Get my ticket from Southwest using the kiosk. Get to the TSA counter. They say, "Oh, this your first name spelled wrong. We can't let you go through. Got to run all the way back to the Southwest counter.
Yep.
Get a ticket. Come back to the TSA. The lady say, "They're just messing with you today. They spelled your last name wrong." Mm-hmm. Now at this point, I want to say, "Bitch, stop playing." But we in the airport and they got different federal laws and shit when you go off. So
right.
I just want to go home because at this point, I got to get Jordan by 6 o'clock from daycare, and I'm all the way on the East Coast. So I had to run back to the counter, get my new ticket with my last name. Didn't even have enough time to eat. Get on the airplane, fresh in the window seat. I'm in the aisle seat. A family of Indians come on the plane. The seat in the middle. The seat in the middle. The Indian man, I'm assuming he's the father, the uncle of the family. He says, he points at the seat. I'm like, oh, okay, you can sit down here. No problem. I get up. Fresh like, just scoot over. I'm like, no. I paid for this ticket. I want an aisle seat. I'm going to get an aisle seat.
Right.
Then the guy says, you can't just scoot over? I'm like, no. He's like, you don't want to talk to your friend? I talked to this motherfucker all week. I said it just like that.
He literally said it just like that.
And now people in the airplane turn around looking because I'm like, fam. And he's like, hey, me and him just standing there looking at each other.
A real standoff.
And I'm like, oh, my God. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to sit next to Fresh. Then this motherfucker starts singing to himself in Indian as he's on the plane. And I'm tapping Fresh like, bruh, get fam.
Hey, if y'all know me, y'all know how hard I was laughing.
And Fresh is not making him no better.
The whole ordeal, I'm laughing like I'm at a comedy show.
And it's not even the worst thing he did. So as we land, I'm looking at the weather. I put my phone on. I'm like, oh, shit, it's hot. I'm about to put on Facebook. It's hood rat season. I went to my Facebook. I feel somebody looking at my phone. I look at him. He ain't even breaking, stare. He's looking at my phone. I turned off from Facebook, put my phone down. He's still staring. I turned my phone all the way black. He's still staring. Looking. I'm looking at Fresh. I tap him like, look at dude. And I'm looking at dude. And then he look up finally like,
what kind of phone
is that? Bitch, why are you staring at my phone? And I think one of his family members could tell that I was annoyed because they said something to him in Indian. And he's like, oh, no, that's my friend.
That's my friend.
Bro, I just laughed hysterically.
Man, I couldn't stop laughing, bro. And then, me, I always got to make shit worse than what it is. I can see Ant cramped up in the middle. So I'm doing the shoulder thing, nigga, move, give me extra room, Joe. He gave me the death stare, nigga, not right now, Fresh. Please, not right now.
I was tried.
Bro. Bro, I cannot stop laughing, bro.
When you pray for extra patience, the Lord will test you.
But karma kicked me square in the ass. They had lost my bag when I got off. I ain't even put it in none of the chats because I didn't want you to say nothing. I didn't want to give you no kind of motherfucking ammo.
You talk direct.
I didn't want to give you no kind of ammo. So I said, you know what, fuck it. But I got it back the next day. It was just my book bag, my little dirty book bag. That's my good luck charm. And it's crazy that that's the bag that came up missing. But I got everything back. Ain't nobody take none of my mics and no shit like that. But yeah, shout out to Chocolate City, Joe. I'm all for DC. I go back anytime. I love it. But I'm still going to say Blue Flame is over Stadium. Fight me.
That's kind of an easy choice.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. Stadium, I already said it. People ask me what I think. Stadium is what I call a clout strip club.
Yeah.
And a clout strip club is a strip club where it's really all about throwing money, buying bottles, and getting a dance at your table. I know right now there are people who are like, well, what else is there to do at a strip club? Listen, if you ask yourself that question, this conversation is not for you. Because to be honest, there are no lap dances in the stadium. Not really. There's some. I saw some. You know what else fucked with me in stadium? And I got to bring this up. So there was a girl in stadium, right? And I saw her from across the room. I was like, yo, this girl looks familiar. And the girl didn't. Her phone was like at a 45-degree angle on her face the whole time she was in stadium, right. Like just moving. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is? I'm like, I think I know this woman. Her phone was like that the entire time. Her arm did not move. I thought she was gonna catch a cramp in the shit. So I'm like, yo, like this is crazy. Then I remember, like I'm like, yo, I recognize her from Instagram. So I'm looking, and her name on Instagram, y'all can look this up. Her name is Dope Like Miss Pope. Mm-hmm. Probably the hugest breast I've ever seen. And you know, and it's kind of, but yeah, she was just sitting there literally like snapping, instant snap, whatever, just recording herself the whole entire time she was in the strip club. She wasn't even paying attention to people around her. She was recording herself so much. I was like, yo, that must be a real fucked up existence, right? Like to just sit there and just have to snap yourself in the strip club. And it was just bizarre. I was like, I guess that's the life. Like once you get that many followers, I guess and they follow you because of your titties. I guess you gotta just show them titties. Show them titties any possible time. Show them titties off. But yeah, I mean DC is always a great time because I mean the black people, the blacks. You know how I feel about the blacks.
We went to the game. That was one of the blackest basketball games I ever been to.
That we went to the Wizards game when the Wizards had a funeral. We attended.
My first funeral.
Open casket, if you will.
Open casket. It was so many black people at the game. But see, here's the shit about the black people at the game. Mm-hmm. So we sat in section 119. That's a stunt. Mm-hmm. If you, that's a subtle. Real subtle. Right. A real subtle stunt. So we in section 119. So right behind us are luxury boxes. Right. Mm-hmm. We look up now. I've been in quite a bit of stadiums. I've been to a few different stadiums. What, maybe like 5, 6. I look up and I'm like, yo, there's black people in this luxury box. Mm-hmm. Then the one next to them is black people in the luxury box. And as far as my eyes could see, there were black people in every luxury box. And I'm not talking about the black people guests of the company. I'm talking about it's only black people in the luxury box. And then it was like luxury boxes where it was like only like 4 people, like a man, a wife, and they 2 kids in a luxury box, and they black. I was looking around that motherfucker like, man, shit.
Yeah, something going on in DC,
I was like, okay. That made me proud. I was like, all right, I'm with the shits.
Hey, something we just gotta give Dion credit for. Like he really is the Nick Fury, the Professor X, the fucking Zordon, whatever leader of the free world, leader of the Avengers, whoever you want. So this how cold Dion is at this computer shit. So we in our section, chilling like we always do. Now see, y'all know the DJ says, shout out to Chicago. I see Chicago in the house. And I see Dion ever so gently putting his phone back in his back pocket. So I said, Dion, what you do? Yeah, I just tweeted the DJ to let him know some real niggas in the building. I was like, yo, this man.
That's how we got the shout out.
That's how we got the shout out. I say, Joe, this man Dion is crazy for real. Like, the head motivational nigga you would ever need in your life. He'll break your ass down, but he'll motivate you.
He knew we needed it at that time,
at that
too.
time.
He knew we needed it at that time.
Here's the backstory how that happened, Rand. So the dude who hosts that event, Duce Palooza, his name is Low Key, and Low Key is a cool ass dude. He came up. So they do Henny Palooza, they do Duce Palooza, but Low Key actually came up on a blog called You Heard That New, posting new music. And Low Key just always been a cool dude. Like if you go to Twitter right now and tweet Low Key, he gonna respond to you. He a real personal dude. He hosts events around the country. Real cool dude. So Low Key actually like a long time ago, I would say a long time ago, when I dropped my song Holla, Low Key posted my song on the blog, and I never talked to Low Key or nothing like that.
Nice.
So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, maybe I got a little
buzz,
good song here. So yeah, so literally when he was up there, I just went on the shit, and I think at that time he might have followed me. I don't know, but I went on there and I was like, yo, I just tweeted him like, hey, you know, you got Chicago in the building. So he got on there, like he was like and then he replied back. He was like, where? And I'm like, I didn't even know how to describe where we was. Next thing I know, he was like, where's Chicago at? I'm like, oh shit, I knew it. All he needed was that.
Yeah, boy.
And when they said that, it was funny because it was niggas from that other place, and you know, everybody was looking around like they didn't know how to react. Like, cause he had been hollering out like New York, he might even holler out Boston.
Yeah.
And then when he did Chicago, like, all those other cities just looked over.
Yep.
And it was like,
The real niggas is here. While y'all playing, matter of fact, send me a hookah over here too while y'all playing, baby, in another Duce.
The fuck?
Oh, God.
Yeah, see, that's what I said. I was in full mode, you know what I mean?
I was cute as fuck all weekend. I was just saying.
This nigga looked at Daniel Caesars for 3 seconds and said, you know what, baby? You know what, baby? I wish a motherfucker would doubt me.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So, quick recap. Or not even a recap. The what's the name was dope. The Broccoli Fest.
Broccoli Fest was
Broccoli City Fest.
We would suggest anybody at least go like once.
Yeah, I'll say go check it out.
Do y'all would this become an annual trip for us?
I would do it. As long as the artists are at a level that I want to see it. I think it'll stay that way. I just think one thing I'll say, I'll just drop, everybody just drop a suggestion. I think one thing they should do is utilize both stages. Yeah, I know people want to see every artist, but I think the one thing I liked about I went to Pitchfork before. Pitchfork had 3 distinct stages, and granted, some of the times what they used to do with their times is this: since they didn't have one stage, some people overlap, but it was very rare. And what would really happen is that when somebody was finished, somebody else was starting on another stage. So you ain't had them 40-minute, hour gap longs that we had at Broccoli Fest. You look up, and when MIA was done, homie over here was starting. Okay. You know, when this person was starting, then this person was starting. So you know, like, all right, either I got to, like, stay halfway through his shit and run over there if I want to get up close, or I could just be like, all right, I'm walking over there. You know.
I think they should have had the grits and biscuits set right after Nipsey, in between the Cardi come on right after Nipsey. Yeah. I think they should have had a grits and biscuit set right there on the main stage. No doubt. While everybody was kind of over in that area, because that shit really would have been lit. Because they had them on a small stage, and man, that shit was nice. Yeah, shit was nice.
Because Cardi definitely took about an hour to come out.
Exactly.
And, Fresh. Any suggestions?
Fillers. You in DC, or not even DC. I feel like these companies who got all these artists, they trying to just get out the scene. I mean, get on the scene or whatever. How them do like 2 songs in between acts? Like, that's not gonna hurt anyone. I mean, the worst that can happen is someone actually starts to like the fucking artist. You know what I mean? No one's gonna complain, because, like I said, it was a lot of time we just sitting there like, okay, Cardi was supposed to be on 30 minutes ago, and then we got the boring ass, redundant ass host who kept saying the same thing every time. I'm like, bro,
get new hosts. Get new hosts.
Yeah, bro.
You know what? I'll say this. I'm gonna give you this. You don't need new hosts. You can have them, but have them do one. The shit about life is that it's so many possibilities I think people don't imagine. You can have a different person in between each guest. You can have different hosts. Okay, you just bring them out. you got different comedians. I'm
Yeah.
sure and I'll tell you this, comedians that do shit for peanuts. You can get DC Young Fly for like $100, like all types of shit, man. But yeah, we did have fun at Broccoli Fest. But yeah, like I said, the episode, the name of this episode.
Oh, wait.
Oh shit!
I got one more thing,
okay.
and I'm completely done with Broccoli Fest. Me and my real friend Anthony had one of the most humblest, if that's even a word, experiences at Broccoli Fest. So we coming around towards in between the stage and the drinking area, we're going to get a drink, and I hear somebody yell out, "Fresh, fresh, fresh!" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Buddy run up to me, shake my hand, "What up, Fresh? What up, Fresh?" And I'm like, "What's up, man?" And he's like, "Man, I'm a big fan of the podcast, man. I'm from Virginia. I'm just a big fan of the podcast. Y'all keep it going." And Terrell, like, "You know this nigga for real?" Terrell told the guy, like, "You know this nigga Fresh for real, Joe? You know these niggas?" He like, "Yeah, man. And oh shit, MP, what up? Where's Dion?" Like, Joe, that's my first like real taste of like a fan. You know, I wasn't crying. I didn't shed a thug tear. It was just kind of windy at the time. You know what I mean? I just ain't never had nothing like that.
No, it was a real cool moment. You know, it wasn't nothing extra about it. Like, it was just like real cool, genuine moment between someone who listens to the podcast who's not from Chicago and you know, just us, man. It was real dope. You know, he follows us on Instagram. I don't know I forgot his name. I'm sorry, I drank a lot the whole weekend. Drinking. But LPEV93 on Instagram. I'm looking at his page now.
Shout out to the boy.
Shout out to the boy.
Shout out to the boy.
He's Sigma too.
Yeah.
So, shout out to him.
That was dope as fuck, man. That was really humbling. You know, I really was gonna get on my damn shit afterwards. Like, y'all really can't tell me shit for the rest of the week. I really think I did though, cause I started popping bottles.
Oh God.
Okay. Let's move on.
Well, yeah, we can, shout out to that though. That was nothing like the fans, bro. Nothing like the fans.
Yeah. So, since we was on the East Coast, we heard so much fucking Meek Mill this weekend.
Yes.
We heard so much Meek Mill. The thing about hearing a lot of Meek Mill, people's happy Meek Mill's home. Mm-hmm. But I still feel like they didn't play enough Meek Mill song. But, you know, let's not worry about that. Because regardless of how people think I feel about Drake, I actually like Meek Mill. Yeah, and Meek Mill actually has a lot of songs you could play. And I was kind of like pissed. Like, I'm like, why do I keep hearing Dreams and Nightmare intro? I get how epic it is, but Meek got a lot of songs.
A lot of songs.
And you know what? Just to veer off, I get pissed that they don't play levels like that no more. But hey, you know what? I'm only one man. But yeah, Meek's home. You know, that's the first Robert and I title. Meek's home. I'm happy that Meek's home. I'm kind of excited. I think it's a lot in store. Some news, I don't know if y'all peeped, but Amazon actually ordered, I believe, 8 to 10 episodes of a Meek Mill TV show. And why I'm excited about the TV show is that it's not just like reality. Jay-Z's doing the show.
Nice.
And if you're familiar, Jay-Z just won a Peabody
for the Khalif Browder
documentary. So I think this is going to be some real shit here. Yeah. So this might be the turning point that Meek can really take him to the level that he was at before. Right?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I watched a video of when him and T. Funny, we met T.I. a couple of times in this episode.
Oh my God.
When him and T.I. was on the phone and T.I. was telling him, he was like, man, the difference now, like before you was just a rap name, but after you went in, you started to become a household name to other people outside of hip hop.
Right.
He was like, and T.I. was like, that's the shit that amazes me now, how this shit has been flipped and now you're a household name. Yeah. So like he's like, you got to keep that in mind going forward, Jack. I was like, man, that's kind of cold.
Yeah.
Leave it to Tip.
Leave it to Tip.
He want to be the delegate ambassador, whatever big word he wants to throw in there. Bureaucracy.
You know what? I felt like I was against what T.I. was becoming for a while because I was so married to Dope Boy,
trap music,
fucking bad bitches Tip. Like I was so used to Bowen Holmes Tip.
Yes.
I was
pussy popping numbers.
Right. Tip don't know what he did to my life.
That's okay, Aunt. Yeah. We got it. Yeah. We got it.
Sorry.
We got it.
But now, you know, I see where Tip is going with it, and you know, I mean, I have no choice but to be on board with it. But yeah, Meek is home. The one thing that threw me off about Meek coming home, I was actually like furious today he got out. I was pissed because I felt like, honestly, we all know that the court system is fucked. That we know. But the shit that threw me off was like, how many white billionaires did it take to free this one black
God.
like
My God. Oh my God.
It took too many white billionaires.
It took
to
Robert
free.
Kraft.
2 franchise owners.
Right.
Yeah.
It took Robert Kraft, the Sixers owners
owners.
brass, and all types of shit to get this one black millionaire out of prison.
That's crazy, bro. Like
When everything in the story looked to be shiesty as fuck.
Yeah.
And it still took at least multiple billionaires.
Multiple
But
billionaires.
that goes to show how our system is fucked up, and it's crazy because on an episode of Scandal they had the same kind of thing when Scandal went what's the lady name, How to Get Away with Murder, when they did like a combination, a collab episode. This is kind of what they was going through, and they was talking about the justice system. Like, man, we need to go through all this shit again. Like, people getting wrongfully accused and just getting lost in the system and shit like that.
Right.
And they're like, it's fucked up. And unjust sentencing. Like, everything about Meek case was fucked. A crooked cop arrested him. Then he got 10 years probation for, like, nothing. So it was fucked from the beginning.
The sentencing in this country in general is just like totally fucked. Like,
Yeah. Based on cocaine and crack.
Man, not even, man, just
Anything.
anything.
I know.
Like the white lady in Iowa, I believe, who went on the Europe trip.
Oh yeah.
And they just slapped her ass on the wrist for probation, left her kids home alone.
Oh yeah.
For like 11 days.
Yeah.
It's like when there's no standard, right? So and the thing about it is oftentimes like the political system try to hit you with this random jargon. And to me, I just feel like jargon is another way that you could just bullshit a nigga. Because it's like, some of these sentences you see, they not based on shit. They ain't based on the precedent, nothing. But you just see like a woman who just left her kids. What they give her nothing. They like
Nothing.
Right.
But then that lady who went on a job interview in Arizona, I think a couple years back, and left her kids alone in the car or something like that. Right. And they threw her ass in jail.
Right.
Bring your ass home.
So, right.
And she was just going for a job interview. Like, I mean, both cases are wrong, but like,
and
this white hoe trekked across the ocean.
Yes, and she was on Instagram posting this shit. The thing about Meek's case really that's so to me enthralling. You do have the situations with the judge, and I think the situation with the judge, I'm not too. After reading in depth, I'm not too harsh on the judge because she ruled that same way for every man in Meek's case. She ruled that same exact way. She violated them and sent their ass to jail. She didn't have any of those cases overturned, and some of them went as far as the Supreme Court. So she was. That's what she felt.
She was ain't shit, but she was consistent with her ain't shitness.
She was consistent with her ain't shit, and so I just kind of look at that like, okay, I shrug my shoulders on that. But the weird part is that when they go back and they say the governor. So we do have the billionaires, right? So we got the 2 billionaires from the Sixers. We got Robert Kraft. That's 3 billionaires. We got the governor recommended he be released, and the DA recommended he be released. And after all of that nigga was still in the jail. He was still in the jail. And then the flip side of that to me was like, when you looked at how all of that, I guess, played out, the part that really hit me in the heart was when they said the cop was dirty. From the first, his initial arrest, the cop was dirty. And it's like, yo, now I can't get any of that time back that I spent in prison for any of these times. If they look up at his first offense is him riding on a dirt bike. He don't have any record. You know what I'm saying? And now they said that it's about 108 cases that they need to review from this cop.
He's just down there trying to get all kind of awards off the black man's back.
That's similar to how they overturned Mike Scott case, who played for the Wizards.
Oh yeah. I know they fucked Mike Scott. I'm well aware. Oh yeah.
And, a testament to him to even getting back in the league, because he He'd put on 40 pounds just being depressed and out of shape. He's going through that bullshit.
The last 2 minutes and 17 seconds, you done used Testament. He done used enthralling. I got to catch up. I'm finna Google something. I'm gonna Google something to come back.
So in short, the brothers, we happy to Meek's home. We all know that the system needs to be reformed, and I think what's interesting is this. What that leaves me with is this: the judge was black, the black woman. The judge was black. Meek, of course, is a young black individual, looks like us. And not to say that there should be special treatment, right? So I'm not even gonna go that card. But I think even when we just had voting here in Illinois, where a lot of judges were voted in, and I definitely voted for a lot of black judges. And I'm like, the more black faces we get on that bench, hopefully we can get something evened out at some point in the day than the bullshit we've been getting.
Yeah,
that's all I go for. That's all I go for. Because
you just want to have the people in position and power to kind of make those 50-50 swing calls. Let's start having them come our way,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
We do.
Like if you looking at probation versus jail time for somebody who ain't like a menace to society.
Right. Yeah.
Give them damn probation. Damn,
and somebody that's feeding so many other families.
Right.
You know, things like that. It reminds me of old Pimp by Iceberg Slim, where he said he was talking about all the cases he beat essentially by hiring the best lawyers and things like that. And he was like, yeah, I realized that Lady Justice blindfold meant that she was just blind. She was blind to color, but he was like she was blind to everything but that green. And I'm like, yo, like in this case, like she wasn't even blind to that.
The green meant nothing, baby. The green didn't mean nothing. At some point, I felt the judge just felt like I said some shit, I put some shit down, and I'm going to stand on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like at some point, it wasn't even about logic or reasoning or money or black and white. I feel like she just felt like this my shit, and I'm standing on it.
Some dumbass principality.
Yeah, even if I fucked up, this will be my fucked up. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold on to this fuck up. Yeah. But shout out to my boy Meek home. You know what I'm saying? We still out here dream chasing, baby. Papa Willie put it at 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
You know, man, I think.
Talk.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, last time he emerged through all of some turmoil when he was beefing with Drake. Rick Ross said he had the best music of his career coming soon. Yeah, and I feel like right now he got a lot of things to talk about. Yeah. So,
because I did fuck with wins and losses.
So, you know, but hey, speaking of
Roberts.
Speaking of Roberts. Speaking of Roberts,
in the name of love,
there's a new movement. There's a new movement that has sprouted up. Black Twitter really moves the culture.
Yes.
So there's a new movement started, and the movement is called the Mute R. Kelly movement.
Oh my God.
They want R. Kelly muted. They want him off the show bills. They like, yo, time is up on this nigga R. Kelly. We've had enough. We've had enough. You know
what my boy Jake say? I watched that clown move with impunity for years. we doing the justice world a favor.
Oh man. So you know it's interesting. You know, R. Kelly he was booted off a concert. Here. He was booted off the concert. People are really feeling a lot of way about R. Kelly, and it's not out of the blue. So a quote unquote ex-girlfriend, again revealed more about this alleged, the sex ring and the sex training program. Yeah, Robert got an apprenticeship to be a sex slave apparently. And she revealed, she's like, yo, that shit's real. Now, we don't know if her word is true, but honestly, if 10 people say some shit to me about somebody, I'll be like, oh shit, so I'm gonna at least say, oh shit, so essentially the Mute R. Kelly movement is here, it's gaining momentum. Whew.
They're trying to get old Sylvester up out of the
They
paint.
trying to get Sylvester out the fucking paint. And it's just shaking his head.
And it's shaking his head. I know how this is going to start off. Ant's first 2 words is going to be, you know.
Man, oh.
You know, this podcast so good. We might have to drop this shit at midnight.
Look,
Oh,
Chief, look. As everyone knows, as I've said publicly on this podcast before, I've given up on R. Kelly, defending him in public and things of that nature. You know, so hearing more of these allegations, it's just, you know, it's salt in the wound. You know, it sounds stupid. Yes, I probably should have gave up on R. Kelly earlier in life. No, I didn't. Yes, I still was fucking a TP2. Sue me.
what?
But like, you know, it all comes to time, and each person has their own individual choice to make when, you know, when you just say enough is enough, and it's like, man, this motherfucker like is really like the boogeyman.
No, legit.
Like legit the boogeyman. And, you know, just hearing all these allegations and all the bullshit that comes with it, you know, you sound like a jackass defending him in public or in private. Point blank, period. Like, the motherfucker is sick. He's known to be sick. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You know, at this point, you ain't got to prove shit to me in a court of law. We all knew he was up at Kenwood. We, like, if you live in Chicago, like, this is fact. This is not hearsay. Like, we all know he was nasty. Ironically, the moment when R. Kelly started getting on my nerves was when he was lying on that Benji documentary, 30 for 30. That was like, no, bro, like, that's like, and I know he done did some real fucked up shit, but it took that moment for me to be like, man, this nigga's full of shit. Yeah. Like, I was throwing these magical passes to Ben. Come on, man.
I
don't
like, understand how many conversations me and Ann had about that.
Bro, like, that, I was like, legit. It feels like I know that R. Kelly can't hoop. And now he on this documentary talking about he's a mix between Magic and LeBron. Like, no.
Banana cognac. That's all I can think of. Banana cognac.
I was at the casket singing, how could I? So I'm like, nigga, you wasn't there. Like,
bro, that's all I can think about is like fucking Tron from the real world. I won this baby cash money, baby. Shooting dice in a dice game. That's all I can think about. Like, Joe, how long is this story finna go
on? Like, and that was like the perfect documentary outside of like him. And like, ironically, as watching that documentary, like as he was lying about being like Ben LeBron Johnson on the court, I'm sitting there like, yo, like, this motherfucker really did do this shit. Like, I don't know what came over me, but like, I didn't admit it to people then because, you know, I was still like, you know, I still went to an R. Kelly concert after that. But I'm like, man, this nigga did that shit. Because he just had that look, man. Like,
he
did that shit. And so, you know, like, I went to an R. Kelly concert October 2015. And then, you know, I think 2016, that's why I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to go to any more concerts of this nigga. And last year was like, I can't defend him publicly no more. It was a slow process, but, you know, I came to the conclusion. I came to the right decision to make. And, you know, it may sound fucked up. It took for me to have a daughter and, you know, just to imagine her being in situations where she can't defend herself with someone she may trust as older, and I'm not around to oversee it, takes advantage of her. And, you know, people will say, oh, those girls are 18. Like,
no.
Like,
they're not in their right mind.
And then, number one, not in their right mind. Let's be real. When you fuck somebody, that's not your first time talking to them unless it's a one night stand.
Yeah.
So you've been stalking this person or talking to this person for like at least, you know, a few weeks to months beforehand. Right. And we all know like he likes to toe the boundaries.
So we really at the point now where we can say for sure, Kel's gonna kill. like we at that point now. Like, we know Ant go Ant, but Kel's gonna kill. Like,
bro, his invitation to the nigga queue has been revoked.
They told him so many people starting to come forward, like they lining up around the steeple as we speak.
Yeah, like no, like at the end of the first Doctor Strange movie. When the guy who played in 12 Years a Slave, when he said something that brings all this home to me. at some point the bill comes due.
He did say that.
The bill comes due. And all the success R. Kelly has had, all the shit, like, they cleaned his house out, broke into it, took all the shit, all these allegations, like, you can beat that shit in the early 2000s, but like in 2018, like
they get motherfuckers up out the
they
paint.
Getting you out the paint, and the bill comes due. So, this is like, just goes to, man, we can, while we getting R. Kelly out the paint, get your cousins, get your uncles, get all you niggas under the sound of my voice who was picking up these high school girls from Whitney Young and Kenwood.
Poor Kenwood. I don't know.
I don't
know what Kenwood did to get cursed, but poor Kenwood.
And all you girls who's hopping in these cars with these niggas, and some of your family members knew about that shit. They let that shit ride. Look at them funny.
Cause baby, don't let the big time drug dealer feast on your niece because he promised you a fucking new HVAC system or some shit like that.
God.
Like the reason why R. Kelly was getting away with this shit because we in the black community was letting the shit ride in our lives.
Right. Mm-hmm. The crazy shit about R. Kelly, like right now, when you look at this nigga, it's like, I think right now what's so funny when you think about ages, right? R. Kelly's an old nigga.
Yeah,
R. Kelly's 50. R. Kelly's 50, right? And the shit about him being 50, think about it right now. Like, let's say I'm 35.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the last time you had a conversation with an 18-year-old. I had a conversation with some 18-year-olds this year at a conference where I was supposed to be talking to them in a mentor role. And I remember looking at them like, yo, like they don't know anything about life at all. And, I'm just talking to them about, college and things like that. And while I'm impressed with where they are as young people, I could not imagine talking to one of them in a manner of trying to get them to take their clothes off for me. Like that's creepy.
And we're talking you 15 years from now.
Right.
Not now.
And this nigga been doing this for years.
For years. Impunity. I seen this fool move with impunity. I did the community a favor.
Man, yeah, and here's a question I have though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty, I'm definitely one who was like, yo, I can't roll with the guy anymore. And people like, people ask me, and I saw this as a hot debate, like a motherfucker on my Facebook timeline. People were asking, what can you do and about the music? And I'm sitting there like, well, one fam, I have so much music that I've come across in life. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna hurt me to not listen to R. Kelly again. I'm not gonna hurt. I'm not gonna get a sadness. How do you feel about people who like, well, what do you do? Like,
for me, because I feel like everybody wants to hear me answer this question because they know how I feel about R. Kelly. Is his ranks as in my time the greatest R&B singer. I mean, he's the worst human. Mm-hmm. But R&B singer, he's the greatest. Off the court, he's he's despicable. But for me, how I'm going to do it is this: the music has came out. There's nothing we can do about it. Right. Historically, it is out there. You ask me what album is better than TP2? None. Like, it's better than the Confessions. Like, I can participate in those debates.
Right.
Am I going to like up and listen to it? Not on purpose anymore, to be quite honest.
And no bullshit.
And like, I played a couple of R. Kelly songs at a house party, because someone requested it. I ain't think none of it. But like, I'm not gonna go out my way to be like, oh, I'm about to play a whole R. Kelly set.
I got a set.
I think the only time like it will probably come and be like, am I really gonna do this if like we're doing like a all slow jam party?
Yeah.
Because in Chicago to have an all slow jam party, it'd be, I won't say very hard, but it
would be.
It'd be
very
very
tough.
very very noticeable if no R. Kelly was played because of how the era we were raised coming up. Those are our hits. Those are our slow jams.
And for me, And for me, like,
but it's possible. You can do it. Let's just say that.
You know, my net kissing playlist, my straight fucking, my managed playlist.
Take the condom off playlist.
Kills really ain't on it. You know, it's more. You got the weekend now. You know, I got my boy Ty Dolla. I got other niggas to hold me down for situations, and like
I don't fuck the whole music either.
Right, you know what I mean? So shit, I don't know. A nigga like me don't care. I fuck the Project Pat, but yeah, Kills is over. It's been one.
I mean, yeah, at this stage in life too, like I'm not fucking the music all the time anyway.
No.
So shit.
Hell, die. We on vacation.
If I'm even lucky to get ass.
Any.
So yeah, Kills. I mean, yeah, like I said, the thing is, and it's not even like it's a boycott, right? So it's not like it's a boycott. It's just like I've taken my support away. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to announce it. I know right here, we having a discussion, but I don't need to wear a Mute R. Kelly t-shirt. I don't need to hashtag it. I'm just making a personal choice for myself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not with the shits. I just can't do it no more. Like, simple as that, man. I just can't do it.
It's always going to be people to support them though.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, it's always going to be. It's just I'm not going to be in that number anymore.
They showed us that on the Boondocks.
Yeah, they did.
Oh my God,
they did.
And look how long ago that was, bro.
Right.
Look how long ago that was.
That was a legit decade ago.
Yeah, I mean, we're progressing as people slowly, but we're progressing.
Social media, man. I feel like social media plays a big part in the world justice court now. You know what I mean? If you imagine a petition that can get signed by millions in 30 seconds. That's what social media is. You can make a petition that will get signed by a million people in 30 seconds, Jack. No more standing on street corners saying, we trying to get this guy up out the paint. We need you. No, just log on to Facebook and tap on a hashtag and you good to go.
If only it worked for police violence.
Anywho.
You know what? While we here, I know the episode, this is Robert, Bill, Kanye.
Yeah.
But I want to slip a segue. I got to slip another name in here.
Okay.
Jermaine Cole. We did not talk about Jermaine Cole. Right. I don't even slip a long one in there, but we heard the album Jermaine came out.
KOD.
Came out. And I just want to say, I love it just because the way he strike.
Yeah.
That nigga give you about a week lead time. Which is so good to me because I'll say this. I know I may be jumping ahead, but not really. Could you imagine if Kanye album was dropping tomorrow? So
it'd be quadruple platinum.
Yeah.
But he needs publicity.
Right. But J. Cole,
Sarcasm.
He dropped the album KOD. It's the most streamed album ever, and it's like one day he beat Drake out. He said Drake hold my drink.
Yeah,
and that's crazy because of all the albums. Like that album is number one streaming. Like I like it, but like I wouldn't think that would be like.
Let me say something to y'all.
J. Cole
right
fans, boy.
I think it's 12 songs on the album.
Yep.
This is the first time.
The
first time.
Scoop my seat up. Let me scoop my seat up.
The Greater West Side listened to more than 3 J. Cole songs in a sequence. Is it sequential?
It's a quick. Come on.
I told you I had one. I told you I had one.
Come on, T.I. Fresh.
Sequential.
Come on, T.I. Fresh.
Don't get me wrong. I am still not a
J. Cole fan.
He is still the Tim Duncan of rap to me. Even though he has some tracks on here that I felt like was, all right, now my head bobbing a little bit. I can listen to this on repeat. But it's still like, I don't know, man. J. Cole is not a horrible rapper, not bad by the far stretch of the imagination, but he's just not what I need. Like, even after listening to, like, the 4 or 5 songs, I said, I don't know. I got to go listen to, like, Tekashi 6ix9ine or something. I don't know. I just needed something to even me out.
And Tim Duncan is a good comparison because, you don't even have to turn on your TV and know what Tim Duncan is going to give
20
you.
and 10.
But every once in a while, he give you a Game 6 versus the Nets, 22, 20, 10 blocks.
Tip dunk, game winning shot.
Right.
Count it up.
Oh my God. So we'll put it like that. Ant. J. Cole had a couple game 6s on this album.
Motivate.
Nah, motivate is my shit.
Get money.
Motivate is my shit.
I like the Kevin's Heart video. Like I already had liked the song.
Amazing.
The video was amazing.
Was that was the first song I told you? I was like, Kevin's Heart. I was like, bro.
Kevin's Heart. I like the song automatically, but the video. Oh God.
Now I got dick hand on my jacket.
It's a lot of stuff. C.J. Cole, it was some gems, boy. You threw some gems out there, boy.
Yeah, I think a lot of brothers can relate to that Kevin's Heart song.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
I was just impressed, but y'all know I'm J. Cole crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like J. Cole crazy.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. I always tell people I saw J. Cole at a Lollapalooza after party in like 2010 in fucking Bottom Lounge. Everybody been to the Bottom Lounge in the small part of Bottom Lounge. Shit was so cold. Go ahead.
I'm thinking, now that you said that, I'm thinking you were the first person I've ever had a real J. Cole argument. I think we were at Antioch, and you said something about J. Cole, like Rookie of the Year. And I was like, man, fuck J. Cole. And you was like, what? I thought it's basketball at you, Fresh. You know what? Your music, you said something like your music opinion doesn't even count to me, Fresh. And I was trying to explain to you, like, Joe, he's been a Rookie of the Year for 6 years. It was one of them, like, I was like, man, he's been overhyped for the longest. But continue.
J. Cole is a guy. J. Cole comes from an interesting part. One interesting thing about J. Cole is this. J. Cole, so there's an article that kind of, I feel like anybody who listens to the album should read. It's in Vulture magazine, so just Google Vulture J. Cole. But it's like talking about how he just wants to be himself. And it was so dope. Kind of like him just talking about like, yo, he just kind of want to fucking chill. It's essentially what the article was saying. Like, yo, he kind of want to rap, go home. And he brought up something that was interesting. He said, in my generation of rappers, I'm top 3. He said the guys at the top. He said I'm me, Kendrick, and Drake. He said after us, all those other niggas is popular are caricatures of black culture.
Damn.
He said they all just exaggerated parts put on display. And he said crazy tattoos, crazy hair. Like he just started picking out all they traits. He was like, people acting effeminate, and he was like, that's what everybody else is. And then he's like, and that's why they popular. He's like, but you got the 3 guys at the top are the 3 guys who just are themselves. And I was like,
and if you had any doubt that he was like one of the 3 at the top, he reminds you like when J. Cole ready to go, like niggas here.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, okay. I was with him because it's something that a lot of people who listen to rap have said for a while. Like, people are like, yeah, nigga, like, but you know, it's interesting to see him say it.
And how he rapped about it on the last track.
Yeah, 1985.
Oh my God.
I need to put y'all on the spot real fast.
Okay.
I need to put y'all on the spot real fast. There's no doubt about that top 3. Like, it's not even. No, nobody else getting an MVP vote. But who would you say is the number 4 of that generation? Because you know it was supposed to be like Wale or Wiz. That was like all of them was like the same draft class.
It's supposed to be like, you know, it's crazy you say that.
Electronica ain't in that group, is he?
No, Jay Electronica is on the island.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be like a nigga like you said who?
I feel
Wale
like
and Wiz.
I feel like
when they all came out like around the same.
I feel like in theory it could have been Wale.
No, it's supposed to be Rocky.
ASAP.
Oh yeah, ASAP.
Yeah,
I'm tweaking. I've been doing drugs.
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's
I'm off
supposed
the
to be
opioids.
ASAP. And And actually, like that same class was interesting because you had a lot of people in that class that was up for that spot. It was supposed to be at one point. It was supposed to be Dom Kennedy.
Yep.
At one point, it was supposed to be like Schoolboy Q.
Dom
It was supposed to be a lot.
I feel like Big Sean tries to push himself.
Big Sean was with that.
Yeah,
Yep.
and a lot of people. You just got a lot of guys. It was supposed to be Big Crit. A lot of people.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Crit. They did not.
A lot of people. I got the XXL cover in my.
That's what I was saying.
Them
It was supposed to be like the fucking '96 draft.
When I heard Mount Olympus, I thought Crit was coming.
Yeah,
I thought Crit was coming.
Everybody thought Crit was coming
because I love Crit.
Everybody thought Crit was coming. He had his own style.
Not these niggas trying to feel a nigga rap.
Yeah.
Come on.
So who would we say? Could we say? To me, no doubt about it, it's Sean. Like based off flow, consistency. What's the word? When people know about you still relevant. He's still relevant compared to them other niggas. Like ain't nobody.
You know what?
All the rest of them niggas is the best of too.
I'll say this. I don't care to listen to Big Sean.
Right.
I don't ever care to listen to him. However, I think he is that spot.
He is that
spot.
That's why I said Big Sean. I'm like, that's who I was gonna pick because I think just off consistency.
He'll never go away.
Yeah.
He'll never go on.
Yeah. Probably got a song up there right now.
Right.
Cause that No, I like Chris Brown anyway. But yeah, that was. Hey man, that is like the 03 draft, 96 draft. That shit was. Yeah. I'm like, man. But he said the rest.
I wish it was Crit though.
He said the rest of them didn't fulfill the prophecy.
Right. I wish it was Crit. I kind of wish Schoolboy Q put out more music, but that's gonna let me know how rich he is.
Yeah.
Because I remember he said the song that him and ASAP did before he got his real record deal. He said we made $1 million off one song, and I was like, when he said I made $1 million off that song, I was like.
Cancel Christmas.
Right, cancel Christmas.
Cancel Christmas. But that's damn, that draft is tough.
I was dumb crazy for a minute though.
And you can't even. It depends on what you eat for breakfast. Who you gonna say number one in that top three?
Yeah,
that could change.
That can change any day. Because when Control came out, we thought when no Rewind and Kendrick back. Then I heard Worst Behavior and said, "Oh, y'all niggas better shut the fuck up, y'all. Aubrey ain't got time for you niggas. Aubrey ain't got the time."
That was a critical stretch, though.
The thing about, we're not finna make this into a music
conversation.
Yeah, this pretty much.
Rappers up, D. Rappers up.
You know what? I'm gonna finish the music conversation. Because right now, here's what we got. We got on tap. So we got Cold Drop.
Mm-hmm.
So we know we got a Kanye album coming. We know that. Mm-hmm. Drake's album Scorpion is coming next month. I don't even know what to think is happening. A lot of niggas are coming out this year. It's low key a little scary, but hey, this is the kind of years that we live for.
We be needing.
They make for niggas to have better summers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. I need some new. Hey, if you out there listening, I need a new thugger. But go ahead.
Random. Let me throw this out there. Jim Jones' album is pretty decent.
Hey, bro, the dude at the
it's called Wasted Talent.
Hey, the dude that works.
I've been meaning to get to that.
I'm listening to it on the ride back home. The dude that works said, "Hey, Joe, this Jimmy."
Yeah.
This Jimmy, he had that look on his face.
I was playing in the DC. Go listen to that Jimmy. So random. So we didn't say a lot of names. So we got Robert,
Bill.
We slipped Jermaine in there.
Jermaine.
Now we have
Jimmy.
Now we had Bill. Fucking Bill.
Bill.
God damn it.
The love you, Taffy.
God damn it.
The love you, Taffy. Hey, Joe.
God damn it, Bill.
I don't even want this to last long.
Yeah, I mean, Bill, you was convicted. Bill, you admitted to giving women quaaludes in the courtroom. You cussed out the prosecutor. You used real curse words. I mean,
we didn't know Bill Cosby can curse.
Right, we didn't even know you could curse, Bill. But I think Camille finally spoke out and said something about his mob justice.
I don't know if the Felicia Rashad statement was real or not. And before we even continue, all you dumb woke read the first tabloid headline and think y'all know some shit. He was not trying to purchase NBC, y'all. Could y'all let that shit go? That was like 91 when he said he wanted to buy NBC. They're not arresting a man to stop no shine like that. Damn. I'm talking about a lot of quotes y'all be getting wrong too. That'll be in our next segment.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
I just want to debunk that myth based on this. Do you think somebody would be getting paid from somebody and have enough money to buy them?
Right.
I'm not even just being funny.
Yeah,
like
the Bulls don't give Michael Jordan enough money to buy the Bulls.
Right. As much money as Tim Cook make for Apple, he can't buy Apple. You know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't start the shit and they are the ones that's cutting you a check, I get it. And I'm gonna tell you why I get it. It's a belief that we all have. And Dick Gregory said in his book that he felt like Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC too. He said, but he slipped the word "felt" in there, and I had to say, okay, the shit is, he was making goo gobs of money. The Cosby Show was even in syndication at one point, making around $4 million a month. Damn, but that's not enough to buy a network, nigga. Do you realize that if all your TV networks go out of business today, you know who's still gonna be left? ABC, NBC, and CBS.
Yep.
Regardless of what the fuck happened, those gonna be the last three standing, Jack. And I get it. We want to believe that he was there, but he wasn't black. He wasn't. He was not. That's not where this all comes.
He not there, y'all.
Trust me. If he had enough money to buy NBC, they just would have killed him. They just would have killed him.
They talking about CBS, Bill, ABC.
they just would say, we gotta kill this.
2
nigga.
Bill and 7.
Right. Like that remind me of motherfucker when they trying to give Varnell Hill a day. No, a real day like Monday, Tuesday, Varnell, Thursday.
Nigga.
Man, hell no. All that's up, man. By NBC. I don't even know if some shit like that even got a price tag on it.
Motherfucker, like that shit was on Walmart. Ooh, NBC.
Bro, I ain't never heard of nobody buying. Well, Channel 7, that's like ESPN, Walt Disney, some shit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's Disney.
But that's Disney.
Nigga,
Disney
listen,
brought ESPN.
Disney could buy 25 states, low key.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's Disney.
And that's just Toy Story and Lion King money.
Old money, if you will.
Old money.
But yeah, Bill, I don't know. Bill was found guilty. He's 80. What he supposed to get? 10 years? Or up to 30? 10 to 30?
And if Bill make it through 2018.
I think Bill's just going to die before you go in.
Yeah, he go Joe Paterno. He had a nice life, you know what I'm saying?
You know, it's interesting with the Bill thing. Like, I don't have too much sympathy for him in regards of, you know, I don't have to focus on the person who's actually on trial, but look at people in his industry and how they react to the shit. No one acts surprised.
No one.
No, like listening to D.L. Hughley talk about that shit, who's becoming more of my go-to on current events more and more.
I fuck with DL.
Like, and how he was like when him and Bill had gotten to it, and he told Bill, he was like, we can talk about all them girls you used to drug. And he said it like regular, like it was common industry knowledge.
Right. Yeah.
And so, you know,
Man, I'm telling you, Joe.
the bill comes due.
Literally.
The bill comes. That's what we call this podcast, be honest, this episode. The bill comes due.
God damn. Shout out to my apostle told me a long time ago. He wasn't getting no coochie like Richard Pryor and Red Fox and them, so he started drugging hoes. I used to laugh because I thought, you know, that was just him pulling my leg about some Bill Cosby shit.
See, the shit about Bill that's really wild to me is that when you look at Bill, just, you know, right now, you know, the thing is, I think that as black people, what we got to separate is that when somebody's guilty of a crime or when somebody did something, somebody makes a random statement, whatever you want to call it, and we disagree with them and we say, fuck Bill Cosby. I'm just saying fuck Bill Cosby. I didn't say fuck everything he did.
Yeah.
I'm saying fuck him as a person.
Exactly.
You know, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of foul shit. And regardless of how much I love the Cosby Show, regardless of how much I love A Different World.
Oh, A Different World.
Like,
Don't take
man,
it.
you know,
Lord take MP, don't take Different World.
Albert, just because I say fuck Bill Cosby, I'm not saying fuck all those things. And I'm not willing to be like, well, we're going to excuse these 87 rapes. And I just made that number. We're going to excuse these 87 rapes.
Shit, no man ain't that far off.
Right, because he gave us, 200 episodes of good ass TV. Like, I get it. But no, that ain't where we at, man. I just feel bad for the dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel bad for him as a person that he was broken enough to take those actions. That's how I feel. I feel bad that he, there was something dark inside of him. I don't know if you know. Did anybody here watch the Erica Alexander Breakfast Club interview?
I watched bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, so she's Max from Living Single. Her shit was dope. And they asked her, did she feel anything like that? She said, nah, she didn't feel anything rapey or nothing like that. But she did say she felt that Bill Cosby at times did have an evil energy about him.
Right, yeah.
And,
Cousin Pam.
Man,
Cousin Pam. I can't think of that name.
Shit is real, man. Shit is real.
I think as we go through each name on these men that we're talking about today, one thing that I notice is that each one has a fan base who's so diehard to them that they're not going to believe anything that they did wrong. They're going to think each thing against them is a conspiracy to bring them down. And it's just some people that you love so blindly that no matter what, it's going to take a lot for you to not have faith in them as your quote-unquote hero or your favorite entertainer anymore. Yeah. And that's just what it comes down to.
Motivate. Get money.
Let me stretch out.
Please, Michael Jordan, please don't tell me you was doing anything wrong.
Just talking a lot of shit. About black people.
And wearing oversized jeans.
If you Michael Jordan, you can say whatever you want about black people, not and motherfuckers don't feel no kind of way. The fuck? Because you Michael Jordan. You immune to shit.
Let's get to what the people really tuned in for us.
You're the only power.
What in the fuck was that, Kanye?
Oh my God. Wake up, Mr. West. I don't.
You know what?
Let me. Can I say something?
Hold on. Nope, not yet.
I want to go on.
Because we're gonna slip something. We need to slip another name in there that comes before Kanye. You know what other name we got to slip in here? Thanos.
Oh,
are we doing this now? I thought we were gonna give people one more week. I don't get no fuck.
Fuck that. This is 1 week.
Okay. It is 1 week.
Yeah.
The Tuesday show has passed. If you ain't seen it by now, that's your fault.
And he is really doing a baby.
Yeah, baby.
He doing baby.
Look, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Hey, listen to me, y'all. Spider-Man death took me under, y'all. Like, I seen it twice, and I shed a thug tear both times. Like, the first time, I was, like, inconsolable. Like, don't nobody say nothing to me, Joe. Like, if y'all know me, I've been rocking with the new Spider-Man. I was even telling the guys before this, like, Joe, I think this is my favorite Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching Homecoming, like, every day. And y'all know, like, I really call myself Freshie Stark. So, I was fucked up when little Spidey died. I felt like that was my nephew dying, Joe. I was fucked up. But this nigga Thanos is real, y'all.
Look.
I thought Megatron was real. Hell no. That nigga's a toaster compared to Thanos.
Thanos makes Bane look like Ned Flanders.
Makes Brian Gumble like Malcolm X.
Bane was fucking shit up.
And Bane was fucking shit up.
Giving niggas all kind of quotes.
Bane made your other favorite superhero beg for death.
Oh my mama. Told his ass no more of these stupid games.
You know what? So I saw it the first time, and it did all hit me. But I'll tell you, the second time I went to see it, I watched it like taking in Thanos, and I was like, this motherfucker's truly a marvel. He's truly a marvel. I was like, he's a god amongst men.
Yes. Oh
and just the way, like, I kid you not, real shit. Go see it once, but then go see it again.
I'm going to see it again.
Once you see it that second time, it hits you different. No bullshit.
No, it really does.
Because you looking at Thanos like, you know what, this motherfucker, like, he got the juice. Like, the whole movie you watching, like, he got the fucking juice.
Dog, when he was beating Hulk ass in the beginning, like,
Dog.
a nigga just pulled him off the 63rd Street bus. He beat the dog shit out.
Y'all remember when Mike Tyson was knocking niggas out in like 45 seconds?
Yeah.
That's exactly what that looked
Hey,
like.
he punched Captain America so hard at the end, Joe.
Punched him like a pimp
he
punch a hole.
stole on Captain America ass, Joe. And I mean like there, like right there, he had five of the stones. He come down out the portal and just get to be nailed by the ass. Our mightiest heroes were getting their ass handed to them.
Getting tossed like rag
easily,
dolls.
Like easily.
Boy, he rolled that jab over on Hulk and warmed the ribs up.
Hey, and let me tell y'all something. I understand y'all was mad that T'Challa, aka Black Panther, perished. But he didn't do shit this movie. All he did was open up his home.
Hey, a wise man told me that T'Challa was nothing but Flash with a shiny flea collar. He said he was nothing but Catwoman. Not too much on T'Challa. We still love him because he was our king.
They built Black Panther up just for him to be slapping people with kitty claws.
Man, then they broke the Black King down right in front of us.
Man, they won't let black people have nothing too long.
And Joe, I'm so serious, y'all. When people were dying, because we did a pre-screening. Thank you, Chicago. Yeah, just a quick plug. Thank you, Chicago. We been doing big shit. We had a pre-screening Avengers, and when Thanos was coming through that wreck and shit, killing motherfuckers, and people was dying, I yelled out in the theater, "Lord, take E!" Like, shout out to Elliot. But I said, Lord, take E. Joe, shit was wild, though, bro. Like, that was the first time I think I watched a movie where the bad guy won. And, like, easily, like, landslide fashion. I don't remember the last time a bad guy won. Unless we count, like, Kaiser Soze.
He threw a fucking moon at Tony Stark.
He threw a moon at Tony Stark, bro.
Listen.
And Tony Stark rose from it. That's what I'm saying. Oh, God. Dion can, oh, God, he won't. We know you don't like Tony. Tony held his own.
No. I mean, he definitely held his own. I mean, I'm with him in this movie. I mean, it was what it was.
And besides the action in this movie, I felt the comic relief was so on point.
Oh, man.
Star-Lord and fucking Thor scene was probably the funniest scene in Marvel history. And just with Thor throwing kept saying sweet rabbit to a rocket.
My man was standing still like, you can't see me. Oh, yeah. You can't see. Like, I can see you. Drax is off the chain.
So slowly.
You are a dude that is a god.
Yeah.
Angel pirate.
Listen, I give that movie, I give it the complete 4 stars.
Yeah, no doubt.
Stars.
To me, I got it as the best Marvel movie.
Yeah. So,
touch the sky, y'all. Flashing lights. We may be gone.
Kanye, if anybody knows me, y'all know for years my name on Facebook was Dion Touch the Sky Jones.
Yes, it was.
Oh God.
So brother Kanye, first it's hard to even talk about because he just committed so many offenses, right? In such a short span. And it was wild because at first the weird shit. So we got the interview with Charlamagne, which I'll tell you why that's interesting to me. Because everybody who watched that interview, nobody who watched that interview really said anything bad about it. Because there wasn't nothing bad to say
At all.
He sound like, he got a clear direction. Like, granted, some people act like it was groundbreaking and things like that. I didn't necessarily feel that. I feel like it was Kanye being Kanye, and I kind of felt like watching. I was like, okay, I see where he's going, and the fashion thing is not new to us. He's been in that mode for, I feel like, the last decade, if not longer. Like, he wanted to go there, but I feel like he's been in that space. So we saw that. We didn't feel anything. We like, okay, this is Kanye. He want to do clothes. Okay, we got it. He took us to the next level of it. Yeezy's going to be a service company. We got that. We feel that, right?
What?
So everybody who saw that, we were on the same accord. We said, okay, nigga, we with you. Only thing is, we couldn't say that because of the shit he did before the interview.
Oh my God.
It was too rough. Like, he went back to Twitter, and at first, he had all of us jumping on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
So he was tweeting pictures of the Yeezy showroom. He showed us 80 different Yeezys. Like, we was like, yeah, okay, nigga. He told us the album coming. He told us he was producing Nas' whole shit. He said,
Him and Cudi got an album.
Me and Cudi. Niggas saw this and was like,
damn, we were just naming albums coming out. We didn't say yours, but go ahead.
yeah, I had to save it. For this.
You call.
So, we was sitting there looking like niggas was excited.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas like, okay, we got the nigga back. Okay, the nigga's back. We said, even if he in a sunken place, he gonna make us jam. That's how the consensus spoke. And then it all came crashing down with the Candace Owens tweet to me. I know everybody was like, who the fuck is Candace Owens? And Candace Owens she's a black woman. Mm-hmm. It hurts my heart because she is attractive. But Candace Owens has chosen to go down that route of the Breitbart, that real, right wing like a motherfucking Republican stance, that one that denounces slavery. Candace Owens does not want to admit it exists because she says that she's not enslaved. And Kanye came out and he says, I like the way Candace Owens thinks. To me, that was the real tipping point. I know people kind of didn't even pay attention because they're like, who the fuck is this bitch he tweeting about? And it was real bizarre. And the reason I'll tell you why is this: Candace Owens actually had a article, and the reason why that hit me in such a way, and I reposted it afterwards. So she had an article, and this article went viral, saying that the killings of young black men at the arms of police is not a racial issue. And she started this article off talking about her white boyfriend and things of that, like real weird tone. But essentially, Candace Owens is somebody that Trump will trot out and she'll get recognition. So he aligned himself with her. And at first I said, he said, she's a free thinker. And I was like, okay, cool. All right, whatever, nigga. Like, I'm pissed at you for doing this, but I got enough love for you to just roll. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. It's your uncle that you say, fuck you for a weekend, and then Monday you talk to him again. Yeah. And then he came out. He started talking about the Trump shit, which didn't even surprise me because, like he said, and I'm fully in agreement with this, niggas loved Trump before he was president. That's something true because it's something that YG said on Fuck Donald Trump. We didn't know. We respect money. And rap, that's what makes it hip hop. Yeah. We didn't know, but now we know.
Sure.
So now we know. And then after that, even after that, what really threw me off when he mentioned Candace Owens, all the whites, all the whites, that whole right wing side, the Breitbart people, all them, Fox News, they jumped on Kanye bandwagon. If you look, it was retweets, people loving Kanye. Donald Trump Jr. was retweeting Kanye at that time. It was bizarre. And then the nigga wore the hat. And at that point, I felt like it was no turning back. And what really hit me, and I'm gonna give y'all the floor at this. What really hit me in the fucking heart was when he said, "I love Donald Trump" on Twitter, and Donald Trump retweeted that shit. And,
Didn't even say I
and
love
that
you
nigga
back.
didn't say I love you. He said thank you, thank you, Kanye.
Some shit. A nigga tell his side bitch, don't tell me you love me. Thank you. The fuck.
Whew.
So
I know, and we ain't even. I feel like we ain't even got to the other half.
meat. We ain't even got to the meat yet.
We ain't even got to the meat.
This all a prelude. This all a
prelude.
prelude. And look, if y'all know how Ant feel about Sylvester, y'all gotta know that's how I feel about Ye. Like I told people, that's still my uncle. You can't make me doubt him. And all that, like, even in the shit that Kanye does, I still love Kanye. I feel like Kanye's approach, like his begging for everything, and I feel like when he got what some of the stuff that he begged for, he felt like he owed people. And I feel like him not having his shield there no more, Donda, he let the powers that be control him. And I feel like this can actually really, really be a bad spiral for, like, not just Kanye, but for black culture. And I say that because, you know, a lot of things we say that, like, these rappers really don't have a true voice, or their political ways don't mean anything, or views or whatever. But someone like Kanye, I feel like his really does. Like, and I feel like Donald Trump and Fox News, they know. It's like, wait a minute, we don't got no fucking I can't even think of a C-level rapper. We don't have a Wale, no offense to you, Wale. We don't have a Wale rooting for us with 100,000 followers. We got Kanye. Kanye might be the biggest black artist next to Beyonce. We got him to troll the masses with our message. For him to say, to me, Candace Owens, the one who was like talking shit about Black Lives Matter and all that. Yeah. Exactly, right? Yeah. And you get somebody like Kanye on the side with Candace Owens. Right. As a white person, someone who stands for white supremacy, who probably bought the tiki torches for, I don't even remember the name of the town because I don't want to. I know it was Charlottesville. Mm-hmm. You think you won. You think, if me being fresh, if MP calls me and say, Fresh, I'm moving on the 4800 block of Huron. Do you know the win that is if I get MP to the west side, Joe? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Just something that big. Like,
you know what? I'm so happy you say that. I'm gonna just. Could you imagine? To me, that's
actually a good analogy.
Yeah.
It shifts power.
It's like Taylor Swift showing up at a Black Lives Rally Matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like the total opposite.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter gonna be like,
we got Taylor motherfucking Swift. You motherfuckers is in trouble.
You in trouble now.
With a distressed gene.
But you know, somebody go whisper, hey, watch this bitch. She do anything wrong. Watch this bitch. She do anything wrong. Y'all cut her ass. Yeah. But I feel like that's what Donald Trump and them is feeling. Like, Kanye, my boy and everything, but I feel like it's bigger than Kanye right now. And I feel like even if he ain't thinking this, that's what they're thinking. Like, man, we got one, y'all. We got one. This is what we've been rooting for. Like, anybody who knows, since the beginning of time, Joe, the white master always wanted a high-ranking black person next to him. Even anything. From slavery on to just presidency.
Speak that shit, cuz.
You know what I'm saying? Even every president had some high-level black man that they felt like could be the voice to the black people for them. Right. Everybody. Whether it was, no offense to Martin Luther King, but that's what LBJ and them thought. They thought that Martin Luther King preaching this nonviolence, okay, we don't got to worry about riots no more. This black man going to control them. We cool. You know what I mean? Whether it be, presidents later, whether it's Reagan thinking Jesse Jackson can do it for him. James Brown. You know what I mean? When he had the concert in Boston. And the black people was ready to test shit up because the white people fucking with them in Boston. They ready to test shit up. No, we gonna send Soul Brother #1 out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all gonna listen to Soul Brother #1. This is the blackest man in the world right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I feel like this is what's happening with Kanye. Even if he's not aiming for this is what they're using him for. And I know a lot of people probably thinking, we ain't know how Fresh was gonna come this episode, but I told you it wasn't gonna be what you think. I ain't gonna let you down, brother Anthony. I ain't gonna let you down.
I'm not even lying. I'm like almost teared up. Like, I literally was on the drive over here. I was like, man, me and Fresh about to have a shouting match in this bitch. But yeah, whew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's rough.
And P here. As many of you, I don't think a lot of people know this. I'm not like the biggest Kanye fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm cool with a lot of Kanye's discography, but he's not like a go-to for me a lot of times. Like Spaceship, that was one of my go-to songs when I first got out of college and working or whatever. But like I hear his albums, I'll run it back a few times. I'm not the biggest Kanye fan. With that being said, I like him. I will defend him in a pinch if need be. Mm-hmm. But my biggest thing with this whole week of Kanye-isms and controversies, and we haven't talked about the TMZ interview and him saying that 400 years of slavery to him sounds like people made a choice. And that's where I get disappointed, combined with everything that you all already have touched on in disappointment. And, it's something that I think a lot of people gloss over, like it ain't shit to them. Like, I hear a lot of times, like, why can't he have his own opinion? It don't mean nothing to me. It don't bother the money I make. What he eat don't make me shit. And you have to not look at this at an individual level, but look at look at it as at a cultural level. Mm-hmm. Because me and Dion, all three of us talked about this before, and my biggest fear is, and I got this from my granddaddy, they will try to erase what they did to us out of the history books and out of our memories. Yep. And they've already been trying to erase slavery from the history books, or try to vanilla it, so to speak, where it make it seem like, they damn near, like in some history books you'll read slavery looks like it was an inconvenience, an inconveniencing Club Med, damn near.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I'll let you get back to it, but that's the biggest thing on white culture. Like, you guys actually enslaved the race. That's the biggest thing they have. And
they try to gloss over it. Yeah. Like we talked about earlier. They barely talk about lynchings. And slavery is one thing, but to talk about lynchings and how it look, how it smell, how it feels. Like, it took so long for them to even get that lynching museum off the ground.
I want to go, but I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, like, because lynching, if you talk about lynching, the physical side of lynching, to see a body dangling, how they dangling in the middle of a community, how they let birds and crows pick at the dead body as they let the body hang. Even me just describing it is making people cringe. Right. This is shit that they don't want you to talk about out loud, because this is shit that they did for real. For real. And my biggest fear is, as our grandparents die and go on to glory, that they're going to try to eradicate what happened in the Jim Crow era. Yep. They're going to try to erase that. Oh, it wasn't that bad. We just shot a couple of water hoses, sicked a couple of dogs. It wasn't that bad. It's going on that route. And for someone that influential, and when people say, "Oh, it's Kanye," like, it don't matter. Like, it matters. It matters like a mother. Because you have people following behind him saying, "Well, it was a choice. Well, it was a choice that you could either be a slave or you could have died. That's a choice." To you motherfuckers, I say this: you hoe ass niggas don't even want to stop watching the NFL for a season. You hoe ass niggas won't even go to the corner and tell the niggas to get off the corner that intimidating your mothers and daughters. Man. But now all of a sudden y'all gonna die for slavery. Now all of a sudden you niggas are gonna stand up. Cause let's talk about cause we everybody talks about what they would do if they were slaves. But you're not gonna talk about shit what you really would do when you see your master saying, nigga, if you don't do this, I'm gonna kill your kid right now.
Yeah.
Nigga, if you do, I will rape your motherfucker. I'm raping her right now.
Anyway,
and if you don't do this, I'm gonna rape your daughter next.
And she popped off about me.
So these are decisions that people had to make in real time. Your ancestors that you wouldn't be here for. Mm-hmm. And we don't give our ancestors enough credit. Like, I hate when people say, I'm not my grandparents. Like, your granddad was
tougher than you ever been.
Your granddad was actually fighting down there. Like, your whole ass ain't getting to your first fight till you was a sophomore in high school.
If you had to square with your grandfather,
right now,
beat your dirty ass.
If your granddad could go back in time and be your age right now, your granddad beat your ass.
Yeah.
That's real shit. Like, you know, like that shit crazy. Like, we got all these people who've been spoon fed their whole lives. Now all of a sudden they telling me,
Nat Turner.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden, more people could be like Nat Turner and Harriet. Something like, the numbers was on our side. Was the guns on our side, bitch? Technology has never been on our side when it comes to that, and that's something Martin knew. As he came to the end of his life.
See, I told y'all. That's when Martin started saying, hey, man, I think I might have set my people up.
And he knew we couldn't fight back because the guns has never been... Like, people would be like, oh.
Now, see. That's what I was saying, like, when I was telling Dion earlier, like, I was trying to cape for Kanye, but then he kept losing me. Like, when he was saying that the 400 years was a choice, I was one of the people like, no, he meant, like, we was enslaved mentally. You know what I mean? So I was like, that's the choice he was talking about. Like, you ain't have to make your mind up to be a slave or something like that. But then he was throwing other stuff after that. I'm like, no, wait. You had me right here, bro. Then you just lost me again. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to make this. I'm going to be real. I'm not all bashing Kanye. Because it's a lot of stuff I feel like Kanye is saying the right things. But with the, like,
T.I. said it best.
Yeah,
he said and if you another video I would suggest anyone watches T.I.'s interview on the Breakfast Club, which is actually quite enlightening to me on this. T.I. said Kanye needs a translator for a lot of his thoughts.
There you go.
He was like, because he was sitting there with Kanye, and you know he disagreed with a lot of what he said. He said after 4 hours, he was like, as the nigga kept talking, some of the shit started to make sense. He was just like,
and that's how I felt.
He was like, what Kanye needs, he just kind of needs somebody in there with him. When he's talking to you saying this bullshit, the nigga come behind like, this what he really means. And Kanye like, yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Middleman for real. And but that's what I was getting to with the Charlemagne and stuff. Like, it was some stuff that was enlightening and inspiring. Like when he said, I just bought 300 acres and I'm gonna build a community here. Like, you know, I'm a big person of we need to buy our own and get our own stuff. So, of course, that part hit me like, yeah, hell yeah, do that shit, Kanye. But it's also a lot of stuff that I listened to in that interview, and I was thinking, like, see, you contradicting yourself, even though you saying some shit that's real and that need to be said, and you said you scared because you might get clapped for it because of the shit you were saying. He was like, he did his first fashion show, and everybody was on his dick, basically. You know what I'm saying? Then his next one, he was 45 minutes late, and they humbled his ass. Like, don't ever think you can never be up here with us. You still a peasant down here. Right. And he was like rich nigga racism, way worse because you think you finally made it somewhere only to be belittled all over again. Like, nigga, you don't got shit even though you got some shit. And I'm like, see, that's the shit that I feel like you should be preaching, Kanye, not the slavery choice shit. That's what you should be preaching. Like, man, I'm up here, y'all, and I'm still going through the same shit. Like, my bank account got $20 million. I'm still going through the same shit when I had $20. That's what I feel like he really should be like. There's no dream. There's no end of the road, pot of gold type shit. I'm still going through the same shit.
And the thing that's cracking me up the whole time, like, you know, when I wear that hat, I wanted to show love. When I do this stuff, like, I want to be out of love. And he's saying this like this is a newfangled idea. I'm like, nigga, this is like Dr. King's like beginning rhetoric. Like, you're not creating the wheel. You're not inventing fire. And you know, like, everybody wants, like, who wants to jump on this bandwagon, like, Kanye's a free thinker. Like, you know, like, to me, you can't be no free thinker if you don't read.
Yeah, right.
And he said he doesn't read. He just started watching CNN, and T.I. was like, "Yo, how do you feel about the travel ban?" And Nick said, "What travel ban?"
And see, and that's what I was talking about with. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, y'all niggas trigger my Alexa.
Yeah, Dion got some kind of computer app that's telling us to be quiet. So I had made a status on Facebook about groupthink, and everybody automatically went to me like, "Oh, Fresh talking that free thinking shit."
That was me.
Yeah. But the reason why I was saying groupthink is I was saying more like I'm always for anybody I listen, but I feel like you have to do your proper research. Don't just get up here and say fuck Kanye because you want some likes and you trying to get some extra cool points. No, just say I didn't agree with this. Kanye should have said it like this. Then you look smarter than you're trying to look. And you can actually help a situation instead of
that's what prevented me from even putting statuses up this week because y'all know how long it takes for me to watch anything.
Yeah, we do.
Oh my God, it was just like pulling teeth for me to sit through all these interviews, but I did it. And I was like, I'll just save it for the podcast because it'll just be better.
Yeah, go ahead, Dion. I want to hear your thoughts.
I'm definitely saying fuck Kanye. I'm definitely saying fuck Kanye all the way, 100%. I mean, and anybody know, like I said, I love the nigga Kanye. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if you know me, you know my history. You know I interned for Hustle. You know I love those niggas. I love John Monopoly. I love Happy. But there comes a time where when you somebody with the history of Kanye, you're able to look at him and you're able to see the changes. Anybody who watched those 2 interviews, you can watch him. You can see the chemical imbalance. You can see. And I think just a lot of things, just life in general. I'm not even going to go all the way back. Everybody want to use his mother's death as a scapegoat. I get that. I'm not saying that didn't affect him. But I think just so much stress on day-to-day life fucks with him. I mean, because there's probably not any day where that nigga doesn't have an infinite amount of stress on him. Just from being who he is in the world. Yeah. So when you look at him, and like he said, you know, he was addicted to opioids. And now they got him on some shit. They want him to take his medicine. They want him to take the pill 3 times a day. He say he take it about once or twice a week. I feel like I feel like in his interview with Charlamagne, I feel like he took the shit 3 times a day.
Yeah,
like he did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But the weird part about him is that when you see him, he strikes me as a kid because he kind of don't understand that people are angry with him and upset.
He does not. He definitely don't understand.
And that came up in the T.I. interview.
And the shit that throws me off is like, to me, that hits me as the disconnect. Because one thing that happens, and I don't know how much people pay attention to Kanye, but people have been saying for years how Kanye's removed. The people around him aren't his friends. You know what I'm saying? So I know Chicago, y'all niggas got so excited y'all seen Kanye with Sly Polaroid. Fuck that. That shit didn't mean shit to me. Because like I said, my young LA nigga who I put his tweet up, Miko G4, was like, yo, I was in Nobu, Kanye was in Nobu, there was no black people with him. Party of 20 plus, it's not one black. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just so bizarre. Because right now I feel like he's so in the bubble, he's so removed, that he didn't even know he was going to offend people by saying that slavery was a choice. And me, I automatically went on my history shit. That's why I said fuck this nigga. Yeah. Because when you get, you know your audience, Kanye. So
you know your audience.
Because you've been catering to us since you came out. You've been making songs like crack music. You told us your mama was arrested for the sit-ins. So for you to sit there and say these things, oh, slavery was a choice, for you to say that you're trying to get rid of race, for you to say you're trying to get rid of race, and then for you to say in the same token, tell us how all the ways that these white people have fucked with you in that Charlamagne interview. You told us that they sit around with you and kind of use you as a prop, and Mark Zuckerberg won't help you get a valuation for your company. Yeah, the business people fuck with you.
Yeah, and they know what it took.
And you sat there and told us all that shit, and then you gonna say, "Oh yeah, we trying to get rid of race."
Joe, you know what that man? You know what? I think the whites, like the breaking down of Kanye, was next level because they knew how powerful Kanye was. They knew Kanye stood on his morals and wasn't no pushing him away, like with the whole fast shit. And I feel like everything done against him was a ploy. Like, The way Nike treated him, but then gave Don C everything.
Right.
The way Louis Vuitton had the handshake deal with him and had his boy finna design everything for him. Then they say, you know what? We cool on you, Ye, but we still go take Virgil. I feel like that's all shots at that man. You know what I mean? Like his psyche.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like them was all shots that was designed and plotted and landed, and now you seeing the results. Like all the shit Kanye said, fuck everybody. It ain't Ralph though, and all that shit, and the white man doing all this. It's the complete opposite now. Now I feel like you just happy to be eating scraps off that floor. Because you said that they grounded you and they LeBron'd you. They burnt your jersey in front of you and all that shit. But yeah, and still you right back here eating off that floor to me, man. And that's something I really can't rock with. You know what I mean?
So almost you kind of feel like they broke him.
Yeah, I definitely feel like they broke. I feel like that was definitely psychological warfare. I definitely feel like they broke Kanye from all that shit he was saying and spewing. Even, look, when I was watching it, it was so many times in that interview I say, that's the Kanye I know. Like, you could tell it's still there, but it just like, it's like the Hulk. You know it's there, but every time it's finna come out, I say, no. Like, you can sense that son of a mother like Donda is still in there, but it's just hard to come out. Like, I think he still has the right idea as far as, like, the stuff he's doing going forward in life. But cultural-wise, he losing me, man. And I don't want to say this, but to me, it's kind of like the same thing that happened with Obama. I know a lot of people say Obama was great. He did all this and all this. But to me, like I said, he was doing a lot of stuff on the outside that was good. But culturally, I feel like Obama lost me a long time ago because I feel like when it was time for him to step up and be a voice for our culture, I don't ever feel like Barack was ever a voice for our culture. I feel like he was part of our culture, but he wasn't the voice for it. Like, he always tip-tapped around the questions or the ideas that was being thrown out there. And that's the same thing that was happening with Kanye. Like, when they asked him about clothing, he can go on a 30-minute tangent explaining fashion. But then when they asked him, how do you feel, like, with Donald Trump saying this kind of stuff about breaking free will, he was mute. You see, he didn't say nothing. Then he be like, that was a good question. Like, 2 minutes later. Like, and that was dope on that interview that they never cut it. They just let the camera roll while he was just sitting there mute. And that's what I'm feeling like. When you ask him anything else, he Kanye. When you asking him about shoes, clothing, he Kanye. But when you asking him about the cultural aspect, it's like, get out. It's like fucking get out. Like, literally, like, get out, bro. Yeah. So I'm with my uncle because I know he's still in there somewhere. But, man, damn, he make it so hard on the player, man. He make it so hard. Like, I didn't make any statuses. I made a couple statuses cussing out people only because they kept saying, what did Kanye do for Chicago? And Obama, the president of the United States, and not Chicago. Man, fuck all that. I didn't want nothing from Obama but him to finally be a voice at the table that we never had. I wanted Obama to say, what the fuck is going on in Ferguson is fucked up and we won't stand for it. That's it. That's it. I didn't want you to say, we're firing all the white police. You know, I didn't want that. I just wanted him to, because I never thought we could ever have somebody in power to speak for us when some bogus shit happened to us. Mm-hmm. The leader of the country, supposedly, is black. And the same shit that was happening in 65 is happening now. You supposed to be able to, like, take up for us a little bit on our behalf. Not say, yeah, this is wrong for black people, but I can understand the stress of a police officer. No, that negates everything you just said before that. So that's all I want about Obama. Anybody else got any more problems about me talking about Barry, you can come see me. Fuck all that.
I still say fuck Kanye. There's no other way for me because I think the weird part that threw me off, I think my breaking point, even after the slavery comment, I felt like, okay, Van got his ass together. Mm-hmm. Like, he got him together. Mm-hmm. But what really threw me when he kept talking to Harvey, he was like, almost saying like, I don't know why I'm doing these things. This is just my stream of consciousness. This is what I'm doing what I feel. And when he went up to TMZ with Candace Owens, and I talked about how problematic she is. Candace Owens has never been on TMZ Live ever.
Oh, you see how she hopped in that seat? Boy?
Yeah, she's a Fox. She's Fox News Breitbart. She ain't regular, but he gave her that audience. So now you essentially have given this woman The same audience is tuning in to Kanye, he's giving her his audience. And then you use that TMZ stage to say that black people don't care about black on black crime. And you know, for me, that's the breaking point. Yeah. For when you said black people don't care about black on black crime and nobody cares about the 700 black people murdered in Chicago, listen.
But see, even that I took that different. Even though I can understand, like, a lot of the stuff with I'll say LeBron. Damn, I'm sorry, y'all. That's my boy. I love him. So, a lot of this stuff that's been going on with Kanye, I've been thinking of like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the Michael Jordan argument. Of course, I think Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of time, no doubt about it. But when you say Kareem and put up his stats, I still don't believe you. But I can understand why you would say what you said. Right. And a lot of stuff with me with Kanye is I don't believe him, but I can see why his dumb ass said what he said. Like that about the black people. I felt like when he said don't really be marches, he was saying like, you know, when something happened in Ferguson, it's black people standing up across the country talking about, you know, Black Lives Matter. But when the 700 in Chicago happened, it's just the people in Chicago worried about it. Well, that's what I took from it. He don't see like the whole black community standing up like, hey, we gotta do something about Chicago.
I'm glad you took it that way. See,
but that's probably my bias too. You know, that's me just trying to look out for my uncle.
Yeah, I definitely get it, and I also look at it like, you know, the nigga's gone. He's not here. He's in Calabasas. He in Calabasas. You know, and the thing about it is he ain't stupid. He ain't stupid. Like, listen, all that shit that you took a certain way, that nigga know. That nigga's been here, right? Mm-hmm. So when Daz made that comment about saying the Crips on his ass, mm-hmm. and then that nigga post a pic with Big GD Slide Polaroid, and what, like 2 days after the threat, you ain't stupid. Mm-mm. You not an idiot. Mm-mm. And I'm just sitting here looking like, so you know enough to know to reach back to your people for that. But you're not going to reach back to see what's really going on at the crib for real.
Right.
That's why I don't give him too many excuses with this whole he, you know, mentally unbalanced, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he may be going through stuff, but even those people, they got some sense.
Yeah.
But I do want to flip back. Because the slavery argument hit me in the roughest place.
Look, you know how it pissed me off.
Place because I, even to say that, and you know what, just what my nigga Easy said, message to Benedict Arnold. Mm-hmm. Like all these people now who slavery was a, I know P gave y'all a good ass rant, right? Mm-hmm. But to me, I can honestly say I never thought I would see the day where I would open up Facebook, open up Instagram, and see this many black people, people of color alive in 2018, saying that slavery, one, was a choice, and that Kanye has a point. And so many people just saying like, hey, you know, you could have died. Or like just acting like
like death is an easy choice,
right? Like death is a choice.
Like for real, like
blame Killmonger.
Motherfuckers don't even like get paper cuts, but like death is just gonna be this easy. I'll die.
Blame Killmonger, man.
Listen,
with family around, I'll die. It's fine.
Listen,
it's fine. It's okay.
Here's the shit. Like people talk about it like killing yourself in whatever year it was. I need to hit him with a little history.
Go ahead.
Because
you know I'm a history buff.
So the price of slaves, right? So slaves, when they were first brought here, slavery prices were, you know, they were in the hundreds of dollars, right? Mm-hmm. By the time, let's say, I believe 1860, slaves were going for almost $2,000 a piece, right? So white people's wealth was built on the amount of slaves that they had.
No doubt.
And directly tied to how many slaves they could feed, clothe, and also other things that we just know about slavery. So it was kind of in that slave owner's favor to keep his slaves, keep the slave women, popping out kids to increase his wealth,
keep
whether they
making
were
little
his
slaves.
kids or his Bucks kids, and Bucks by nigga. So that was tied within them. So if you thought that just as a man, as a slave, that your slave owner was just going to let you run away. Now think about it. I feel like people really don't think in historical context. You couldn't read. You didn't know direction.
How are you going to communicate?
Right. You knew surrounding with you were other plantations.
That's it.
Right.
You don't even know the world. You in a whole different country.
You didn't know the world. You didn't know how far. So everything that you ever heard was hearsay. You knew that there were people that were just slave catchers. You knew that. You knew that when they got you, you knew one thing that you did know in that time. You knew that they didn't just kill you when you tried to run away.
They tortured you. They humiliated you in front of your family. And if they didn't kill you, they beat you to the inch of your life.
They didn't kill you because that's robbing themselves.
Exactly.
We're going to keep you alive.
Shout out to Negan.
However way we're going to do it, we're going to keep you alive, but you're going to pay.
Man.
And you're going to be the example.
Guess that boy Lupe said, because of the way slaves thought and were taught that when they die, they go back to their ancestors.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
I look at that.
He said they was cutting off pieces of them
Yeah.
before they died to let them know, even when you finna die, you still won't be right when you go back with your ancestors. So we fucking you up here.
And in the afterlife.
Imagine the toll that's put on somebody's brain. If you don't know nothing else but this, you don't know nothing else but this.
But these super niggas is, in 2018, they was gonna make a choice.
But you niggas, and here's a great. So I'm reading the book right now, and the interesting part that they spoke about slavery. They were saying that I don't know why that shit just kind of slipped my mind. Damn, fuck it, I'm lost. But anywho,
We can blog on it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But I think just that interesting part to me about just running away. So there was a part in there where they talked about Christianity, right? So initially, when slaves were brought here, there was kind of a short kind of stint where they would tell slaves that you're a slave because you did not accept Christianity. Right?
Yeah.
So then the flip side of it was, hey, if you accept it, then we will set you free. Now here's the part that's interesting, because you're taking upon a religion that you don't know nothing about, and it's been 100% dictated to you. So that part about afterlife and shit like that they're teaching you, now they're like, nah, now you believe my religion, my God, so now I get to determine what your afterlife is.
Yep.
I'm determining that. So no, you're not going back. All of these things that people just like, everybody just like, oh, I would have chose death. Nigga, they wouldn't have killed you. Like, nigga, they wouldn't have killed you. Like, you would have ran and you got caught. You wish you did. You'd have been back out there working. You'd have been beat to a pulp. You would have been working. They might have even hung you from a tree and let you back down and made you work again. You don't get no rest. Ain't no recovery. Ain't no hospital. We gonna cut a body part off. You put some cotton on that bitch and you working.
Back to work.
It's people who can barely control alt delete their laptops, telling me they gonna survive.
I just think just the historical context of it, you know, and then the people who's like, you know, and then I heard
you call our ancestors hoes. That makes me mad. Like you in a sense you call them hoes because like, oh, well, y'all didn't get free. Like you would have did something better. Like you call your ancestors hoes in the Jim Crow era when you say, I'm not my granddaddy, I'll fight back. Like your granddaddy didn't fight back.
I seen a nigga who I saw get whooped. Right, I seen this nigga. I seen a nigga get whooped with my own eye. 1-on-1 square fight. Say they don't know this generation ain't going. And I read that and I closed Instagram. I said I can't do it.
I gotta find this quote from my sensei Dion, because y'all know he like no matter what, Dion always sees through everything, and he's all knowing. Dion all calling.
God.
So let me. So I gotta find this quote.
Oh shit.
Oh, here it go. Dion texts me because we was talking about, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna erase slavery, and then I put in there, it's up to us. And Dion said, "This is what bothers me, Fresh. This is what bothers me. But how can it be up to us when people like Kanye are saying they want to downplay race and slavery, and niggas everywhere are siding with him? And you got people agreeing with this bullshit that slavery wasn't that bad, or the effects of slavery shouldn't be felt now." Like, Dion always comes because contrary to popular belief, you know, Dion, me and Dion, we talk a lot. So minus the bullshit, we all know each other's intelligence level. So Dion is always one who go tell both of us, "Hey, cut the shit. You smarter than that. Don't be dumb your whole life." And really, Joe, it's a lot of shit with Kanye that really fucked me up. But one thing that Dion said that really hit me today on the podcast when he said grounded, and like him trying to get with Slap Polaroid and not going back. And it's just confirmation because the girl, I'll never say her name right, so I'm going to just say both, Segan.
Yeah.
She said she's from Mounds, but she lives in Chicago now. And she was like, "Fuck that. I try to go home as much as often because I don't want to lose my Southern accent."
Right.
And that's some grounded shit right there. Like, yeah, I might live up here with you city folk, but I want to keep my Southern drawl. You know what I mean? And that's some shit I can honor from her on some grounded shit. Kanye needs to come back and get some mild sauce and a strawberry kiwi mystic or something to get his motherfucking powers back or something. Take a nap under the bean or something.
Go to the same hair she filmed the Through the Wire video at.
Footworking.
Hey, but niggas know. I've been wearing that I missed the old Kanye shirt a long time. I was wearing that shit before the old Kanye came out. Like, and that's why it hurts. Honestly, I just all jokes aside, all history aside, that's why it hurts. Because he went to Abbey Road and performed crack music with an orchestra. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the nigga that we miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it's wild. It's wild. I think, you know, that's why Chicagoans are so torn, because I get it. It's people who like, I don't want to let this shit go. It's rough, man. It's rough. But I mean, until the nigga proves me wrong, I can't go back, man. My tolerance is that low nowadays. I just, you know, it's rough. It's hard. It's so many summers with this nigga. So many summers.
So many.
God damn it, Kanye.
We miss you.
And you know, like I said, everybody going in.
Everybody. Like you said, at this point, I don't even know who his black allies are anymore.
Yeah, it's people who know him personally. Chance backtrack. Chance
better backtrack.
Right.
He hot as fish grease. Don't let that boy dim your lights. You stay where you at, Mella. We need you, cause goddamn it, Chance.
Everybody is like, yo, I don't know what, and then everybody like, yo, I don't know what to say at this point. It's rough, man. It's rough.
No, it's definitely rough.
Damn it.
Any departing words, Reverend, before we get out of here, Reverend, any departing words.
You know, I don't have nothing profound to say, man. Everybody who wants to be a free thinker, you can't tell us your thoughts if you haven't read up on anything, if you don't have any knowledge.
True.
And I feel like people are so fascinated by people who just think opposite of them that they just automatically assume the shit is genius without fact checking anything. And so, you know, I try not to go on too many tangents anymore, calling people dumbasses and, you know, shit of that nature. But like, yo, like a lot of y'all sound like a bunch of dumbasses this week. On this, like, and like none of this, and it's not about opinions. Like, the shit that we just talked about for the past 30 minutes, like, this shit is fact. Slavery happened. It is not a myth. The shit was cruel. The shit was unusual. The shit was fucked up, and it happened for years. And motherfuckers wasn't just about to have like just organized uprising when people couldn't read or communicate with each other. These are facts, not free thinking. Oh, it's his opinion. Why care?
Right.
Like because he's wrong as fuck. Facts we're talking here, and to man, I just want y'all like just stop being so damn dumb all the time. Like, fuck, like, man.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be like Ox and Belly. Ox was like, "Don't bring that scared business to me."
Mm-hmm.
Listen, don't bring that free thinking shit to me because I'm gonna dig deep into every book I've read. And listen, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna just keep it 100. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna sound real black elitist to this motherfucker when I say this shit. Mm-hmm. But if you ain't read or studied no history outside of what they taught you in school, do not talk to me about nothing.
Nothing.
Don't talk to me about nothing. Don't talk to me about nothing.
I'll tell you, motherfuckers, if y'all want to, we can read. We can start a book club. The first book we can start off with is Dick Gregory. We can make it simple for y'all. Matter of fact, the first book we can start off with is Pimp. we can make it sexy for you. The first book we can start off with is Pimp.
I'm so thankful that my granddaddy drugged me out to all them Black history programs and shit I ain't want to go to. Like, cause you motherfuckers is idiots.
And see, look, and you know what? I know a lot of people think I'm so competitive and all this, and I argue a lot. But you better believe I know both sides of the story. If I'm arguing about LeBron being better than somebody, I'll probably go know that other person's stats more than I know LeBron's. Believe it or not. So I'm always be on top of my shit, man. Before we get up out here on a happy note, Thank You Chicago is having a chopped and screw party May 11th at the Promontory. Nice little pub right there. Y'all come through. Say Fresh sent you. You know what? I might even throw in a promo code. The no foreplay. No foreplay might be a promo code.
Don't play Drive Slow.
Oh God. Oh man. Don't do that to me, Dion.
Damn.
Fuck. Now I'm gonna have to switch Drive Slow and Mo Murder.
Oh man. Yeah. James Evan rolled over in his grave.
Rolled over in his fucking grave.
You know, random. I'm gonna end the show like this. Shout out to everybody that kind of like. I know they don't listen to the show, but shout out to everybody who literally addressed Kanye in such an eloquent fucking manner. Like I don't know if y'all been seeing some of these people, but some of these people have came at him in a way that's. Y'all familiar with Wendell Pierce?
Yes.
Yeah. From the Wire?
Oh yes.
Wendell Pierce addressed him so eloquently. I was like, damn, bro, like this, like you can't really come back from Wendell for what Wendell Pierce said, G. Yeah. He kind of told him like, just to randomly, I'm gonna hit you to something. He said, next time, he says, Mr. Kanye West, the next time you're in New Orleans, I'll personally take you to the Whitney Plantation. Learn about the revolt at Point Coupé. Mr. Kanye West, while in New Orleans, we'll stop at the site of Perry Maspero's slave exchange where we were sold as property. It's in the heart of the French Quarter in St. Louis and Charter Street. Rarely mentioned in the fake ghost tours. People rather listen to fantasy than the truth. Mm-hmm. He took him down like a whole history lesson.
That's that history shit I be talking about that you won't learn in school.
Yeah, and I'm like, fam, like you can't, like, and the thing is, like he said, when you admit you don't really know the history,
everything else is null and void.
And then you sit there and like, yeah, I love Donald Trump, and then you like, I didn't know it was a travel ban. Kanye, I know you went to Wyoming to finish the album, but I beg of you to just like really listen to like some real news, G. Like read some real shit. He not on the cover of Time every week because he doing good shit. Time tears him a new asshole every week. But hey, I'm at a loss, but Robert, Bill. No, we went Robert, Jermaine, Bill. Thanos. Kanye.
The bill comes due.
The bill comes due. No foreplay. We out. foreplay.